Hi, I'm Lauren Brzezinski, and if you're joining us for this call, it is because we have seen something in you that would make a good coach. And this is our team. You're looking at all of our faces right now. We're really excited to share all this information with you. And I'll just go ahead and start sharing my screen and get right down to it, and we will share our stories. All right, if you are watching this video, we sent this to you. One of the coaches on our team sent this to you because we saw something in you that would make a great coach. And so what we're going to do today is just talk about what we actually do as coaches, who we're looking for, like why did we choose you, what made you stick out to us, how do you earn an income with this, and then what does the business actually look like what are some of the business things that we do, and just answering some of those questions for you, and then what happens and how you can join our Girl Squad. All right, so what we do is just from a bare minimum, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you probably already know a little bit about what we do. But basically, we lead by example. So this is my story. If you know anything about it at all, I don't know if you do or not, but I'll share a little bit here. I started this when I was about 8 months postpartum with my second son. So I actually started before that, but then, obviously pregnancy kind of restarts the game. So this first picture was actually 8 months after my second son was born in an 18-month span. And then the after picture was just a few weeks ago. And so that wasn't all just, within a one program span, but just over a course of time, what we do on Instagram and in our challenge groups is we just show how each program continues to work for us in different ways, and how it changes our bodies, and how it changes our mindset, and helps us cope with things emotionally, and just all the ways that exercise helps, because we know there are so many health benefits to that. As coaches, we give support as we teach what works. So I'll go over this a little bit later, but basically you are given a nutrition plan, you are taught how to implement that nutrition plan, and then you are taught how to teach it to others. Same thing with the fitness. We aren't the actual experts here. We have a lot of experience, but we are not the ones writing the nutrition plans. We are not the ones writing the fitness programs. We get to spend all of our time helping our clients implement those. So we are the kind of the go-between between the experts and the all of our consumers, all of our clients, and we give them the support that they need to complete these programs. And also we are leading by example through that. And then the last thing, and this is probably my favorite part of it, is that we become a team. So if you're watching this and you saw those faces before, we've become a team. We are in a constant thread of communication all day, where we uplift and support and encourage each other and help each other figure out any issues what we might be having, or any discouraging moments or frustrations, or just we celebrate with each other all day. We share our own transformations together, and they bring me to tears almost every single time, just to see women taking ownership of their lives and moving the needle forward at each and every turn, and that we're doing that together. So how do we coach? What do we actually offer? So the first thing we offer, like I said, is fitness. Our workouts can be done at home primarily. That's their purpose and their main function, but they can also be done in a gym. So some of them do use some equipment that you can find at a gym, or you can buy that equipment and bring it home. But we also have a lot of programs that don't use equipment, so that you can do them anywhere. They are designed to fit your life in whatever season you may find yourself in. They are all for any fitness levels. So we have some for bar, we have lifting programs, we have Pilates, we have, literally anything you want, just all cardio, just depending on what your preference is. We have a program for that. And then you can access these through our app, Beachbody On Demand. And it's we always describe it as like a Netflix for workouts. And so you'll access all of your fitness programs through that. And then you can cast them to a smart TV, or you can watch them from a desktop or a MacBook or whatever kind of computer you have. Our nutrition is honestly the simplest thing. It's almost so simple that it's silly. It's just real life nutrition that works forever. We're not cutting any food groups. We are not making any food a villain other than processed sugar, because we do all know that is, no matter what kind of nutrition you're following, that's not okay. But we really promote clean food that fuels your body. And so there are two different ways that we help clients implement that clean food lifestyle. There's one that is more focused on like athletic type of nutrition, where you can time it and you're making sure you're getting in your macros if you're familiar with macros, but you're still basing all of those macros off of clean food. So you choose the clean foods that you want and then implement those in the way that it is like basically prescribed for your body type. Or there's one that's a little bit less seemingly restrictive. That is for people that struggle with emotional eating, because a lot of us, like we know not to eat the processed sugar, but our emotions sometimes lead us to that cabinet anyway, or lead us to that aisle in the grocery store anyway. And so this really helps you take control of that mindset and learn how to, both of these programs teach you how to use food as fuel and not for any other purpose. And then accountability. So you can see, like, once again, the whole coaching, the whole community mindset is really what sparks all of this. You get real friendships, and I mean real friendships. If I have ever had that kind of accountability or ever needed that kind, it's been this week through a lot of hardships. And then this team that you saw all their faces have been my absolute backbone through all of this that I've been going through. But that's just, like, even if I hadn't been going through something hard, we're still just they are so much fun for me every single day. We show up in our group thread, we show up in our challenge group app, and we just encourage each other and have a lot of fun. Like I said, if you follow us on Instagram, you see that it's a constant party all the time. Or if you are on Facebook with us, like, we're constantly tagging each other and we're constantly creating inside jokes and running with those as we go. And it's just a lot of fun. But we also, within that, we provide really helpful tips and hacks for our challengers. We come up with ways that, like, maybe we don't all love vegetables. And actually, it's very true. We don't all love vegetables. But we come up with ways to, like, sneak them in our meals, or find ways to eat more, or create a habit to where you make sure that you're doing certain things in a row, so that you make sure to get all those, like, really good things for your body in all at once, or whatever. It's just, we figure out ways to help each other, and we share that constantly. All right, so how are we able to do this? There's a company called Team Beachbody. If you haven't heard of them yet, that is who we are. It's Beachbody, and they were created in 1998, so they are not new to the world, but they were created in 1998 by John Congdon and Carl Daikeler. And they actually, like, the mission statement still stands. The mission statement is they wanted to help people live more healthy and fulfilling lives. So what they did was they started P90X. There were, like, the Slim and Six series. There were all these very, very old, which they are still out there and they still exist, these really old at-home fitness programs. And they were kind of the first of their kind. And people were getting results with them. And especially with P90 and P90X, it was an absolutely groundbreaking program. A lot of you listening to this probably have heard of it. It's just that groundbreaking. And what happened is people were getting such good results without hiring a personal trainer, without going to a gym, that people started reaching out to Beachbody, John Congdon and Carl Daikeler, and saying, listen, we really would love to work for the company in a commission-based way. And so they sat on it and they thought about it, and they had a lot of committee meetings, and they finally launched Team Beachbody, which is us as coaches, in 2007. And so what they did basically is they didn't come up with the network marketing thing. We begged them for it. And so they made it happen. They figured it out, and they started a small launch of that. So we now, because it's just completely skyrocketed, and it's basically all word of mouth, the way that you guys see us do it on Instagram and Facebook. But they have the 21-Day Fix and Body Beast and PiYo and TurboFire and Size and all of these programs that are almost household names. Like, you got Shaun T and Chalene Johnson and all these Autumn Calabrese. They're household names almost when it comes to at-home fitness, just because their programs are absolutely amazing, and you get the accountability of having a coach with that. Now, along with those programs, they also had a very serious need that they wanted to meet with nutrition. They did initially have a very not clean protein shake and pre-workout stores, and they even had some bars at one point, and none of them met the standards that they later put on themselves whenever they started working on Shakeology. The honest story behind Shakeology, just to give you a quick version, is that Carl Daikeler's wife was actually suffering from an autoimmune disease that put her in a wheelchair, and she was concocting all of these things, like she was making her own shake at home basically, and using all of these ingredients and all these little powders and all of these superfoods and herbs and vitamins and minerals, and she was putting all this together, and she actually was able to fight her autoimmune disease and get out of the wheelchair and live a normal life again. And so her husband, Carl, the CEO of Beachbody, said, all right, we need to figure out how to get what you just did into the bodies of anyone who's willing to take it. And I really want to be the one who takes this out into the world. So they also hired a superfood. He calls himself a superfood hunter. And his name is Darren Oline. And he actually goes to the country of origin to get those ingredients so that we can make sure that they're the high nutrient potency available, because those nutrients grow best in their country of origin, in the soil they were designed to grow in, that's not depleted. And so he goes and gets those ingredients and creates the contracts between those farmers and us so that we can get the best price, and also do some fair trade work with them to make sure that they're getting paid enough, which you don't always get. Sometimes companies can take advantage of these farmers, and we want to make sure that we don't do that, but that we're also getting the highest quality ingredients. So that is what Shakeology is, just in a nutshell. It is a health drink that does have protein. So every single ingredient, all 40 plus superfoods, are clean and from verifiable sources. We also have the Ultimate Reset, which is a 3-week cleanse that does get you down to a vegan lifestyle in the last week. Not to make you a vegan, but just to clean out your system and really help you reset. You have the 3-day refresh, which is just a 3-day kick in the pants for anyone that's addicted to sugar, honestly. We've got Beachbody Performance, which is our Recover and Energize. You see that in the bottom picture there. And Recover has BCAAs, or our branch chain amino acids, which actually help your muscles recover. And then Energize is a clean pre-workout made with natural ingredients to give you energy without the crash at the end. We have collagen, we have beach bars, we have Daily Sunshine for kids, all with the same transparency of Shakeology and the Ultimate Reset and anything else that we now produce. So everything kind of got a just complete overhaul, and we are as clean as you can get within like supplements and protein shakes and all of the things that you see online today. So our Beachbody On Demand programs, I've kind of already covered that, but they have over $6,000 worth of fitness programs if you were to go old school and buy the DVDs again. So that's an incredible value for $99 a year for all of our clients. And like I said, also, we also have the 2 types of real food nutrition programs that meet the needs of all personality types. So those are the tools that we are given to then take to our clients and teach them how to live more healthy and fulfilling lives, which is exactly what the goal of Beachbody is. All right, so for our team, we do not, we honestly don't just ask anyone and everyone to join our team, because we really do have a driven purpose, and we are looking for very specific women. And so we've kind of created this outline to show you who we're looking for and why, honestly. We're looking for girls with passion for purpose. When we are designing our boot camps and when we are designing our teams and we have that vision in mind, this is for women that believe they were created for a little bit more, but don't really know how to live that out yet. I remember specifically thinking I'm missing something. I'm meant to work harder. I'm meant to think smarter, and I'm meant to serve bigger. And I just didn't know what that was yet. And then when I saw this and I started really looking into it and trying to figure out if it was a real thing, honestly, because I couldn't believe it. It was too good to be true. This was it. Like, this was the way I could serve bigger and go above and beyond what limits I had placed for myself based on just what I thought a normal life was supposed to look like. We're looking for girls that are looking for more freedom in their schedule, maybe some more traveling, And so with this, guys, there's no more freedom than this ever. We do still work. So I don't ever want to lay this precedent that we don't put in the work, and that there aren't actual real hours spent doing what we do, and that there is a grind to it and it takes grit, but you choose when that happens. Like Friday, I was laid up on the couch with a headache, and I was able to get my work in all the next day. And I didn't have to call anyone to come, I didn't have to figure out all the logistics of getting my kids to places and all the things. Like, I was able to just sit on the couch and take the day as it was, and then make up the work later. And so, like I said, there was still work that was done, but I was able to do it in a way that served my family and served me, and also still served my clients. Like, they were still taken care of, and I still was able to answer all the questions and do all the help, but I was able to do it in a way that served my family. We're looking for girls that aren't afraid of hard work. So this, like I said, this is going to take some time. This is going to take some diligence and some effort and skill, which we will show you how to do. We give you an exact list of things that you do as a coach. We show you how to implement those things, and then we actually walk with you through those, but it does take time. If I'm being very honest, I would say starting off about 2 hours a day is a very generous amount of time to get all the things on that list done. You want to make fitness and health a priority. So maybe you are one of those girls that it's already a priority, and you want to take that to other people, and you might as well benefit off of what you already love and know and do. Or maybe you want to be fit and healthy. Maybe you're not at a good place at all, but you're like, this is a good way to start, because you're going to be able to show women what it looks like to start from literally square one and get to where you want to be. And that's an incredible place to be also. So I want to go ahead and get rid of the misconception that you have to be super fit or in size 0 jeans, which that's unattainable for like 98% of the population anyway. But I just want you to understand, like, no matter where you're starting, those are the people that you were meant to impact. So there's not a good place to start, and there's not a bad place to start. It's just starting. We're looking for girls who are able or ready to stop focusing on her own limits so that she can focus on helping others. Guys, this has impacted our mindset more than anything else. And all the girls on this team can confess to that. Like, we have to overcome our limiting beliefs and things that hold us back if we're going to help other women do that. And what's super cool is, like I've said millions of times, within our coaching team, like I said, this week has been like the backbone of, like, I've needed them. I've needed them this week, and they have sent me encouraging messages, and they've told me they're praying for me and sent me podcasts to help me overcome what I'm going through. And like, that's what we do here. Not just within our coaching tribe, but also for our clients. Like, when we see a trend or a need, we help those women because we've helped ourselves first. And that's really super cool. That because you're filling, it's that classic example, because you're filling your own cup, you're able to fill and spill out into others. We're also looking for someone who wants to be surrounded by winners, who wants to be lifted up as you help others. That's the same thing as I just already explained. Like, you are, when you jump in with us, you are rising up. You know that you are meant to do more, and you're going to take that to other women. And then we want girls who want to create wealth for years to come. I'm going to be honest, I had a very toxic mindset of money, that I thought money was super evil. I thought we shouldn't have it. I thought that if I was rich or wealthy, then that meant that I wasn't following the Lord somehow. I don't know where I got that mindset, but over the years, God has been gracious enough to show me that wealth means that I can be more generous and help other people, and that I get to quit worrying about my own needs because they're being met, and I get to go help other people meet their needs. And so through this opportunity, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You can get very wealthy if you put in the work, and if you are consistent, and if you do the things and you rise up and become a leader. And so I want to go ahead and just lay that out there, that it is okay to be wealthy, and this is a good way to do it when you put in the work. So here's how you can actually earn on our team. You can earn commissions based on challenge pack sales. So anytime that you help someone enroll with the workout in either Shakeology or anything, you get 25 to 40% commission. So as an example, if you help someone enroll with Beachbody On Demand, the $99 per year subscription, you get a 40% commission off of that. So for $99, rounded up to 100, you get $40 in commission based off of that. For a challenge pack, if someone enrolls buying both the Beachbody On Demand plus Shakeology or the Performance Line or something else, you get a $50 bonus or more, up to $80, depending on which challenge pack they enroll with. You also get team bonuses. So as you start to create a team, so like you can stop there. Like if you only ever want to sell as a hobby and just earn commissions, that's one way to make money. If you want to create that extra stream of income that's kind of always coming in, you want to go ahead and learn how to advance rank, and we will talk to you about that. But that's how you earn extra money on top of your commissions. So you will get your commissions also, but then you will also get team bonuses, just because that shows that you are a leader and that you are growing as a leader. And so therefore you get a team bonus based off of leading a team. And then even further, you can get a Star Diamond bonus pool, which once you hit certain ranks, you actually get to take in some of the quarterly payouts of the actual company itself. So it's almost like getting stock in the company because you are such a leader within the company. So it's almost like a buy-in, really, like with the company that you don't even have to pay for. You just get the reward of that because you are such an asset and valuable to the company, which I've taken part in these, and it's almost surreal whenever you get that paycheck, because it's like triple what your commissions and bonuses even are. So I can say 100% that that's a real thing that they do, and then it's a huge blessing to be able to give back to the team and then also to a lot of my clients. Some real income progressions. Once again, I have to, and I get to really explain that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from the coach opportunity, that your income depends on your own efforts, diligence, and skill. So this is your own business. You are still running it. You cannot just sign up as a coach and just earn money. It does take effort, diligence, and skill. So we don't ever want anyone to think this is a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not. It does take hard work, as I've already explained. But these are some real income progressions. Sorry. For me personally, in 2018, I made about $1,100. In January 2019, it went up to $2,200. And then this January, it went up to $3,600. And so like you can see, like that first January wasn't very much. I mean, it was definitely a huge help to our family, but it continues to grow and continues to grow. And it doesn't really cap out unless you stop working. As you can see here from Rachel, and I even like that she includes that this is her yearly income working 2 hours a day in the first 4 years, and then about 4 hours a day in the last year, and very imperfectly she likes to add. But in 2014, which she signed up in like September, so she made about $2,600. The next year it was $1,600, then $29,000. Sorry, speaking wrong here. $54,000, $75,000, and then last year she made $84,000 with this coaching opportunity. And like I've said, you guys, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you see what we do. Like we show you what we do every day as a coach. And so if you think that's an attainable thing, which I think showing up on social media is a very attainable thing to make that kind of money, then that's what we can help you do. This is my friend Morgan Butler. She and by the way, all these three of us, we are on different teams. So I wanted to show you that so that you can see that it's not just an our team or whatever kind of thing. But last year, 2018, Morgan made $1,100 and she only worked for half of the year. And then in 2019, she earned $42,000. So I would say that this is definitely something that is real that you guys could do to earn an income for your families when you give it all your effort, diligence, and skill. Some fun events and rewards, things that I honestly didn't believe were ever attainable and are now my most favorite things. And like I said, we are in the midst of the coronavirus quarantine, I guess. And so a lot of these things have been canceled for right now, and I'm still upset about that, but I know that they will come back again later. And so the first thing that is not affected, thank goodness, by the coronavirus is Success Club. So you get fun rewards on a like quarterly basis based on whether or not you are hitting what we call Success Club, which is just a benchmark for are you helping clients. So as you help clients, you get these fun rewards. This picture is an example of a rolling suitcase, like a carry-on suitcase that they sent us last year. And I kind of thought, well, gosh, it must not be super good quality if they're able to send these out. But it was incredible. Like, I would pay a lot of money for this thing. And it was just really nice. And we get t-shirts and tank tops, and we got a Monopoly game one time, and water, like Hydro Flask water bottles. And this year we're getting a Theragun, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like a massage gun that I desperately want one, and I can't wait to earn this one. So really, really fun things. And sometimes they're just goofy things, but it's always really fun to say, like, this came in the mail because of my hard work. Another thing is reward trips. Last year, this picture right here was taken on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. If you'll notice, like you can see in the background, these are all Beachbody coaches on here. They rented out an entire cruise ship for Beachbody coaches. And this year we were supposed to go to Punta Cana at the Hard Rock Hotel. That's obviously canceled because of the virus and the outbreak, but that's where we would be going. And then next year we're already set up to go to Riviera Maya. So we're also looking forward to that already. Some training events that we get to go to our summit, and that's a yearly thing that all coaches are invited to. It's been in Indianapolis and Nashville and Las Vegas and lots of other places. And this year we are going to New Orleans, which is our second time going, and I'm really looking forward to that. Super excited. And then also New Leaders Conference in LA. Like, when you hit a certain benchmark in your business, you get to fly out to LA, and they put you up in this crazy nice hotel that I couldn't even believe that I was stepping my foot in. And then they train you there with the super trainers, like just walking past you, and it's just like a normal thing, and it's super fun. And then the last thing is team retreats. And this is something that we put on as a team ourselves. Beachbody doesn't actually do it. I just do it for you guys because it's fun. Last year it was in Destin, and this year it is to be determined due to the coronavirus and just other things, but we will make it happen. We're just not sure where or when it will happen yet. But basically, once you hit Diamond, you get to come on just a weekend away retreat with us, and it's super, super fun. All right, so now how can you join us? So you've seen all these things and you're wondering, like, okay, like, how do you become a coach? What kind of things do you need? The cool thing about this is you can join as a coach the exact same way that you join as a client, and it costs you $0 extra. So you just want to buy a challenge pack. These are the 3 levels of challenge packs that you can purchase. The base challenge pack comes with Beachbody On Demand for a year and either Shakeology or the Performance line. Or you can do the deluxe challenge pack, which has Shakeology and the Performance line, so that you can get the best of our products, in my opinion, together. And then there's also the mega challenge pack if you want to get Hydrate, and then the Beachbody mat. You know, if you're starting from square one and you don't have any equipment, I would definitely say that this is probably the best option for you. But with any of these, you get your coaching fee waived, and so you're paying the same price to become a coach as you do if you are a client. So you might as well try it, right? I do want to say, like, these are like the most basic they can get. If depending on what time of the year you're watching this, your coach whoever is enrolling you, will give you an option based on what program is on launch right now. So for us, that option would be either the bar challenge pack or the 10 rounds challenge pack. Those are the 2 options right now that are what we call in the early VIP phase, where you can buy those early before they launch on BOD later in the year. So if you're watching this, you know, in March or April, then yes, you're going to want to go with either the bar or 10 rounds, and even in May, even if you're watching this in May. If you're watching this in June or later, it's probably going to be a brand new program that we aren't going to tell you about just yet, but we're already excited about that one as well. And so you just choose based on what kind of program you want, what kind of early launch product you want, but no matter what, you will get these things that you're seeing in these challenge packs. All right, so let's assume that you have signed up as a coach. You are ready, like you are contacting the coach that invited you to this, and you're ready to go. In addition to your initial investment, so your challenge pack, Your ongoing monthly Shakeology, which is about $105 for me. It just depends on where you are shipping and tax wise. There is a $15.95 ongoing monthly business service fee. This fee is actually incredible because that is the fee that pays for your website. It is the fee that pays for corporate to have a customer service line for your clients to call at all hours of the night and day. And they help with any like BOD technical issues. They help with shipping issues and all of those things. It is also the fee that pays to keep you from having to stock Shakeology in your bedroom closet, because when a customer orders through your links and through your share carts, it goes to Beachbody, and Beachbody gets to take care of all of that. You just get to send the link and sit back and get excited with these girls while Beachbody does all the rest. And so that $15.95 fee every month really helps simplify your business so you can focus on helping people and not having to deal with shipping and logistics and all the other things. So to get that kind of support for that small fee is incredible. And I know this because I'm the daughter of two business owners that have brick and mortar stores, and I get to hear them complain about shipping and all the things all the time. And I'm like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. This is awesome. So I love that aspect. Now, what can you expect from us as a team? So first of all, we are a Premier 2020 team, which means that we are in the top 2% of the company, and we know what we're doing, basically. We know what tasks, what actions move businesses forward, and we are able to teach that to you and give you that type of community and support and accountability to grow a business that's actually going to help support your family. We have a new coach training where you can learn how to launch your business in 3 weeks or less, depending on how motivated you are. And then ongoing one-on-one support. You will get calls with me or your upline coach as often as you need them in order to launch your business and keep it moving forward. We do have weekly team calls every single Saturday, and we get to just hang out and figure out what's working, what's not working, and once again, just continue to learn the things that move our business forward while we're having the time of our lives and laughing our heads off. And then you get all the secrets that we use to stay up to date in the market, because we know it's an ever-changing market. Even right now, there are going to be some massive shifts in the way that marketing works and that businesses run their business, and we stay up to date with that, and we share those secrets all the time with you as our team member. Okay, so this is going to be one of my favorite parts of the call. We are moving straight into our coach testimonials. You've heard a little bit about my story, and now I'm going to pass it over to Alexis so she can share hers.
All right, guys. Well, like Lauren said, my name is Alexis Riley. I've been coaching since January of 2019. So I've just been coaching for just over a year. Just a little bit of background about me. I have known about Beachbody programs since the beginning. My mom used to be a media broker, so we would get samples all the time from companies with Slim and Six and P90X and all of those things. However, I was very athletic growing up. I was always in the gym or at practice. I played college sports, so I didn't think I needed those programs because I knew what I was doing and I had the time, so I would just go to the gym and do it. However, after I had my son in 2017, I realized that my priorities were very different. I couldn't spend, an hour and a half, 2 hours every evening at the gym. It just wasn't feasible with my time or with my money. I was paying $35 a month for a gym membership, and that was taking away from our finances now that we had a new baby and we had to pay for daycare and all of the things. So finally, I took the leap with these Beachbody programs. And my very first program, I saw insane results. So at the time, it didn't seem like the results were that great. But now looking back, I'm just like blown away at the difference just one program can make. So at the very bottom there, you can see in like the blue sports or the purple sports bra, that was my before. And then after was in like the all black. And then the third one is one that has been recent. So I've been able to maintain my results, obviously fluctuating my weight here and there, but always staying very tone and very confident. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've taken away from this, is that not only was I able to get back in shape and kind of defeat the mom guilt, postpartum anxiety, and just that struggle of comparison of bouncing back after you have a baby. But I found so much confidence within myself. Like, I had something that was just for me and wasn't like for my husband or for my kid. I was able to like find myself again. I had my own interests. Anyway, it was just the wildest thing, and I'm so thankful. So since then, I have been able to add more to my morning routine. I have a morning routine that I look forward to every day. I want to get out of bed at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, because I am a full-time teacher also. So I teach full-time and coach. And it's just been such a blessing for me and my mental health and my physical health, but also to my family, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of the things. So that's me.
I love it. The next coach that's going to tell her story is Carly Wilson, and I love her story. It's so fun. Go ahead, Carly.
Okay, so like Lauren said, my name is Carly. I have been doing this since April of last year, and I am a new mom. He is actually in my life. I just scared him when I said that. So I have a 5-week-old, and well, he's 6 weeks now, and a 2.5-year-old boy. And so I have my hands full, but I have found time to do this because I needed it. So kind of my story, like Alexis, I was an athlete all throughout high school. So once I graduated, stopped doing all of the things. Obviously, I did not change my eating habits. That is one thing that this has taught me. I was totally unfamiliar with what I should or shouldn't eat. I mean, I knew that strawberries were good for me and chocolate chip cookies were not, but I was starving myself and I was trying to diet, and then I would emotionally eat when I wasn't. So that is one of the biggest changes that I have found. I've always been active, but out of college, I went straight to teaching. I was a high school business teacher, and I loved it. I loved teaching. I also coached. I loved coaching. And I always knew growing up that I wanted to teach and I wanted to coach. That was what I wanted to do. And in a way, that's what I ended up doing, but I just had to follow God's plan to get here. So I was 8 months pregnant when I started a new teaching job at a new school. Had him in October, went back to work in January. And the end of January, our school, we actually had a school shooting. And so it was obviously a traumatic event. It rocked my world. I had a new baby at home. Our dog had just died, and then I went through this shooting. So through all the postpartumness, Clint and I my husband decided that I just needed to be home. We do not have any family that is retired. We were sending our son, Hayes, to a stranger, and we just decided that for us, I was meant to be home with him, which is something I said that I would never, ever do. But here I am. So I went through that, started to stay home with him, but I'm the type of person that just needs to like prove my worth. So we were doing okay, but I felt like I wasn't doing enough for Clint, and he never not once made that impression. I obviously was keeping our child alive, but I just felt like I needed something for myself. So I creeped Lauren for years and years, and finally decided. I tried to go to the gym. My son still to this day is very attached, so they'd come get me from the little nursery in the gym every time, right when I got in the middle of doing something. And even though I've played sports, I struggled knowing what to do in the gym. I always had a trainer, I always had a coach telling me what to do. So I'd get there, I'd run, and then I wouldn't know what to do. So I tried out all of her free groups and finally just took the leap. The first program I started with is 21 Day Fix, and I decided I'm going to do this for 21 days, and I'm going to do it for 21 days all out. I didn't really see that much weight loss as far as that goes. I wasn't that heavy set before, but I did. The main thing for me was tackling my anxiety and my confidence. Obviously, I struggled with anxiety after the shooting, and having a child at the same time. I was very anxious all the time. And then my confidence, after I had Hayes, we're all adults here. My marriage struggled because I didn't have any confidence. My friendship struggled because I didn't have any confidence. And so that has been the most change for me personally. And that is one thing that held me back from doing this, is that I could never video myself and put it on Instagram. I could never take selfies and put them out there. And you don't have to do that by any means. but I actually enjoy it now. And that provides me another sense of accountability. This past week, I was actually in Florida for this coronavirus. We just ran away. And I did not want to exercise, but I knew I had people out there waiting for me to do it. And so that is what held me accountable then. And then my husband actually works swing shift. And so our schedule is super weird every day. So I know Alexis, she has an amazing routine of getting up every morning and knocking it out. And for me, and one thing that I talk about with my new coaches is I just fit it in where I can. I have not worked out today. Both babies are sleeping. I will get it in this afternoon. This week, Clint's on midnights. I'll get it in the mornings. So it just depends on our schedule and what works for you. And the last thing that this helped me change, when I started, one of the excuses I gave to Lauren for me to not start was that we were trying to have our second son. And so I was struggling getting pregnant with Hayes. He was an accident. And with Coleman, our second one, we struggled and struggled. We both went to the doctor. There was no explanation. They wanted to put me on all kinds of medicine. And we just decided that I was going to get healthy and start from there. And if I still wasn't pregnant after a few months, we would go to the next step and head to a fertility specialist. So I actually did the 21 days, changed my nutrition, which I think was the bulk of the reasoning behind this. And then I got pregnant and we have this new little one. So that is kind of what has kind of my journey and what I've done throughout Beachbody. And so I've been pregnant most of my journey. So now I have started my postpartum. I'm in the middle of bar and I'm excited to just be healthy throughout. And it has helped make me a better mom, better wife, better friend, all the things.
Like I said, I love that story. All right, next up is Bailey.
Okay, hey guys. So like Lauren said, I'm Bailey. I had a baby last June. And then, like everyone said, the typical postpartum season, trying to figure out who the heck I am. Like your body's just kind of like, oh, here's something new. You know, it's something completely different. Even though you think you're prepared for it, there's nothing. My birth was nothing like I thought it was going to be. You know, we always kind of have a plan. I actually hemorrhaged and had an emergency C-section. I was blessed in the postpartum season to not really have pain. But mentally was not all there. So I needed to move. I started walking like a week after I had Torin, which you're not really supposed to do. I just needed something. Like everyone else said, I just felt like I was missing something for myself. I had no idea who I was. And so I have a friend, Alexis, who I've been friends with for years and years and years. And she's just working out and doing all this stuff. And I've always been termed, you know, the typical skinny. And so I lost my baby weight pretty quick afterwards. But that does not mean you're healthy. And I just told my husband, I said, I need something for myself. I need to figure out who I am as a person again, besides just being a new mom. And so I messaged Alexis and I said, okay, let's do it. Let's talk me through this. And I signed up as a customer. And I think 2 days, maybe later, I said, okay, I need to coach. I need to do something. I need to try it. And I've loved it. So my first program, I didn't really have much weight loss, but the results mentally were just unlike anything I've had before. I've ran half marathons before. I've always been very active, but this is something so different. I'm kind of shaking talking about it because it's just so cool to see like my confidence shift. I've never been a confident person ever. And the amount of self-love I have now is unimaginable. If you would have told me, if I could have seen myself even like a year ago where I'm at now mentally, I wouldn't have believed it. So it's amazing having just a group of women who just constantly support each other. I know we'll all have struggles and just send a message like, hey, here's the deal. I need help, you know, and it doesn't matter who it is. Someone is always there to just jump in. And we're on our own journey. And that's the cool thing. Some people, you know, have amazing weight loss, you know, stories, and some people just have amazing, you know, mental health shift stories. And I just think it's so cool to see how the same company has helped so many different people and transformed so many different lives in their own ways. I mean, everything is just so different. So that's my main thing. It's just helped me more than I ever thought it ever could. So it's very fun. Oh, and I'm a full-time nurse. So there's that.
Yes. So you rock this program and you work full-time. Megan was not able to make it on the call today, but I wanted to share her story for her. She actually reached out to me and she was actually only like 20 when she signed up, because she loves the gym and loves fitness. And she was like, hey, I love those things. I might as well make an income doing this. And so she joined for that reason. And then very soon after got pregnant and was able to have a fit pregnancy, and now is able to do these workouts at home with her little boy. So it actually served her in the exact same way that she like knew it would eventually serve other moms. So I really love her story for that aspect. Next up is Amber Stewart. And I love her story too. Go Amber.
Hi. So I actually don't have a story like anyone else's. I'm not a new mom. I'm a stepmom. Never birthed my own child. But I really struggled with, as a child, watching my mom just eat chips. Like, they could be stale, or a chocolate chip cookie that was crunchy, or like whatever, like just things that shouldn't eat, as much. And so just watching her just talk about how like she shouldn't be eating stale crackers, but she wanted to munch on something. And so I really struggled with that mindset of like just eating things that were around me. So I work in the school system as an occupational therapist assistant, and in May, my pants were a little tight, and I thought, you know what, I've got all summer off. I'm going to do like the Pinterest workouts, and I'm going to like drink fruit and vegetable smoothies every morning for breakfast, and I'm just going to like come back in August, my pants are going to fit perfect. And they fit tighter, and it was kind of just an eye-opening that like I had tried figuring out this myself, and I was seeing Lauren post on Instagram about how a pair of shorts from college fit after having 2 kids, and I was like, I need that. I need that confidence to fit in pants. Or I need to just go buy more pants. I'm not sure which. And so I jumped on for a 2-week free group, loved it, fell in love with the idea that like this could be mine. This could be something that my stepdaughter, who's at the time like 11, now she's 13, looks up to me as a role model. And like that's a scary moment, but knowing that she has someone that is, trying to do her best at eating and trying to get her body moving every day is huge for a young girl to watch and see. So I've never been like overweight, but it was just enough that like it bothered me and it hurt my confidence. And so now like I'm way more confident. I am up and moving and like just getting to inspire others around me. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I've loved watching you just like, I mean, I can't even explain it. You've exploded in terms of confidence, so that's been cool. Next up is Bree.
Hey everybody, so yeah, my name is Bree. I live up in Cedar Rapids. I'm married and I have 3 little girls, and I'm a 5th grade teacher up here. My journey starts way back probably to like high school days. I was really active in sports all through school and had a really good, just like blessed with a lucky metabolism. And so I never really had to worry about my weight, and sports kept me active. And right after I graduated from high school, I ended up having a baby. And so my focus completely shifted to raising her and finishing college. And I wasn't involved in any sports anymore. I wasn't really focused or concerned about what I was eating. And so I struggled for a few years there just with taking care of my body and taking care of myself. And fast forward a few years, I got married, and we had added like 2 more babies back to back, which wasn't exactly planned. And so with that came extra weight gain, but also just a lot of extra things on my plate. And I felt like I really didn't have time to take care of myself and actually spend time working out or anything. And I would try to do some running or walking outside, but I was exhausted. After having the 3rd baby here, she will be 2 next month. But after I had her, I struggled with postpartum depression. And so seeing my counselor a lot and taking some medication, I knew that I needed to do something physically active though. That was better for my body and better for my mind. Because even a quick walk to the park, I was exhausted and I just didn't have the energy, and I wasn't in the mood to even play with my children. So I knew something big had to change. And Alexis is the one that I had watched. on Facebook. I'd known her for years, and I watched some of her posts and decided that that's what I was going to throw myself into. Something had to change in life, had to be better than what it was. I was convinced of it. And so I threw myself into it and haven't looked back since. I absolutely love all of the workout programs that I've done. I love the nutrition and how it's carried over. And it's something that I can use with my whole family now. And it's not just a quick little diet that I follow. I love that it's very sustainable and a truly like lifestyle shift. I've lost 35 pounds now since last June when I started, which is crazy when I think about it. But that's not the biggest change that I've seen or that I've noticed. I have so much more energy and more love for life and spending time with my family and my kids. And so, dang it, I told myself I wasn't going to cry. So that's been an amazing shift to see all of that change within myself and have true confidence again and feel like I'm genuinely living life has been amazing. So I love that I get to be a coach and help others along with their journey too.
Yeah, we love it too. And also, I'm not crying. I'm fine. Next up is Lana.
Hey guys, so my name's Lana. A little bit of background information about me. I grew up with two collegiate athletes for parents. So my mom was a track runner and my dad was a big football player. So like nutrition and workouts, like it was in my bloodline. Like I knew how to be healthy. I grew up on milk, juice, and water, no chips, no soda. Like I knew in my brain how to be healthy, right? So fast forward to when I got my license. I would go get McDonald's or I would go treat myself to something like that. And I was playing volleyball. I was running track. I was playing golf. I was doing all the sports. Well, then I had 6 ACL surgeries. So I had 6 knee surgeries. Went to college. My freshman year, I played golf. My sophomore year through junior year, I played volleyball again. And I still I was eating junk, but I was working out hardcore all the time. So it came natural, right? My junior year going into my senior year volleyball season, I had my 6th surgery and my doctor wouldn't release me anymore. And so I continued to eat the junk food and then suffered from an eating disorder because that was my way of controlling it. Went to a nutritionist and I learned all the things that I already learned, but then later I got myself together, found Beachbody and the nutrition plan that it gave us. And so I found the freedom with nutrition and I learned it's okay to have a French fry every now and then, but that doesn't define you. I basically, my little caption said, I faked it till I made it. I tried, the first program that I tried was the 80-day obsession, and I wouldn't give myself an hour to work out, so it failed. Well, then I came back because my friend was like, you're doing this with me. You are doing it, and we're going to be successful together. So then we did Transform 20, and y'all, holy moly, it kicked my hind end. I did that with my friend and then lost 30 pounds and found more confidence than I've ever had before. Do I still treat myself? Yes, but does my food define me? No. And I found my new purpose. I teach kindergartners. I don't have kids of my own, but I have 21 little babies, and I pour myself into them, and I finally found something that I can pour into myself.
Our next coach that's going to share her story is Elaine Harden. So Elaine, you're up.
Sweet. Hey guys, I am Elaine. For me, just a little bit about me. Sorry, I totally have notes. It's going to happen. It's what we're going to do here. I am a mom, like the majority of the women in our group here. And with mommyhood, for me at least, did not bring the highs and the joys that I was anticipating. For me, once I had my son, I was super thrilled to be a mom. It was great. The load, however, of motherhood was a little bit more than I anticipated, a little bit more than I was ready for. I was super in love with my baby, and yet, to be frank, did not enjoy anything about it. So postpartum depression, anxiety, and rage actually hit me like a ton of bricks, pretty hardcore from the beginning. And that actually continued on until my son was probably 3. He's 5 now, just for a little bit of a frame of reference. And then also during that time, I had back surgery. So to add illness to injury, literally, I had a lot of excuses on reasons why, valid excuses on the reasons why I didn't want to make my health and fitness a priority the way that I had in the past, in years in the past. I was just overwhelmed. I was tired. I had low energy. My weight was just all over the place. Super negative self-image. Literally, the laundry list was me. I finally decided that there was something that I wanted to do differently. I was starting to kind of come out of my depression. For me, therapy was great, but I needed something on top of that that I could kind of hold myself accountable with and kind of just push myself forward as well. And so I randomly, a lot of you guys kind of watched your coaches before you started. I actually didn't even know Lauren existed on the planet. I knew her husband. We were friends in college and lost track, as you do, because we graduated a very long time ago. And then randomly found him on Instagram, and I was just like, oh, let me see what Josh is doing. I haven't seen him in a while. And then I see his wife, and I'm like, oh, let me just creep on her, see what's going on here. And then started watching her stories, and I was like, okay, so I can do fitness at home, because going to the gym was not an option for me. I was a runner. And ever since my back surgery, I've decided I'm never going to do that again. I never had great form. That's a different story. Anyways, I wasn't winning marathons. I wasn't qualifying for the Boston. It was fine. So I was like, all right, I can do these at-home workouts. And so I just randomly messaged her, and I was like, so I don't really know anything about what you're doing, but I want to do it. So you can just save your speech. I'm all in. Just tell me where I need to start. So I was definitely one of probably not the normal people that are just kind of like, oh, what is this about? Tell me more. Give me information. I was like, I'm doing it. I'm going all in. I was 100% in. I was in a place where I was actually ready to do that, which was awesome. So I started with Transform 20, which was great because I needed something super like short as far as time frame is concerned. Because I was doing my workouts and still do at about 5 a.m, because doing them at night just doesn't work for me. For me, my physical results were not, they didn't happen super quick, but my mental health significantly improved. Just the fact that I was doing something for me, in addition to the therapy, in addition to the medication management that I was doing, to be able to like really sweat and just be present in a moment and become physically active was working wonders for me. And so I was doing that, and then that was working out great. And then like, I'll be honest, I started with the fitness and not so much the nutrition, which is probably why I didn't have a lot of physical results. But then once I bought in hardcore to the fitness, I started to buy into the nutrition, and that's significantly when the physical results started just showing, and I was just shredding down. And now I just am excited. I show up for myself. For me, I do this for me every morning, because I know that this is something that's making me a better person. It's making me a better wife, a better mom. I am present now in my son's life. I'm excited that he exists now in my life, and just can kind of start my day with that positive intention, that positive note, and just am so much more now focused and intentional on my nutrition and actually eating food that is fueling my body and is helping me to literally be the best me that I can now, which is in turn, like I said earlier, making me the best mom and the best spouse, and just in such a better place now. But that's me.
Oh my goodness, I love that so much. Yeah, every time I get on Instagram or Facebook and see your stories of you working out, I'm like, yes, Elaine, killing it. I love watching you crush this. Up next is Angela Bigum. Just yet again, another favorite. Go ahead, Angela.
Hey y'all. So I started, excuse me, with Beachbody first as a client. I started doing these workouts, I guess about a year ago now. So my story, sorry if my cat like jumps in here, that's my life. I don't have a kid, but I do have a cat. So just a little bit about me. I'm a dental hygienist. I live here in Nashville, but I'm originally from Kentucky. When I was growing up, I was a cheerleader, I was a gymnast, I was a runner. So I was kind of like a lot of the other girls. I was just fit by default. Like I wasn't really doing anything outside of sports other than like eating a ridiculous amount of like Hardee's curly fries and all the things that like do not encourage fitness and wellness. But I was just working out really hardcore. So whenever I quit cheering and doing all the things, I was like, I don't want to like gain weight. I don't want to do this. Blah, blah. So I actually got a really unhealthy relationship with diet pills. And I don't know if that's anything I ever have shared with anyone on my team. So I took diet pills for a few years through college. And it wasn't until I like started a really intimate relationship with Jesus in college that like I was freed from that. So then gradually over time, like my metabolism just bottomed out. I was not active and I gained weight. So whenever my husband and I got married, I was so happy and just so in love and still was not being active or healthy. So that went on for about 9 more months into our marriage. And I remember looking back at a vacation photo when we had gotten back from our first family cruise. And I saw myself in a 2-piece and I literally just started crying because I was like, I hate that I have done this to myself. Like I have not been healthy. I remember looking at that picture going, what if I got pregnant right now? My body is not healthy enough to support a pregnancy. It's not healthy enough to carry a baby. And I was telling Lauren the other day, like, having a baby is like running a marathon. Like, you can't just wake up one day and decide to do it and be good at it. So at that moment, I was like, I'm taking this into my hands. I'm doing something. So I actually hired a friend who was a personal trainer first. And they put me on the keto diet and like 120 minutes of cardio a week. And everybody knows that that's not sustainable. So in just a few short weeks, I came knocking on Lauren's door and was like, okay, girl, I've been watching you. I want the sustainable. I want what I can do for my life. I want what's going to change not only what I look like, but how I feel about myself. So she got me started with 21 Day Fix. And I shed a lot of inches and a lot of fat and a lot of weight and most off negativity. Like I just remember when I first started out and I was like 30 pounds overweight just with fat, I would talk so terrible to myself when I was doing this keto diet and just trying to do all this cardio. And I would say the worst things to myself. But now when I'm digging deep into these workouts and I'm working hard to push through these not only like intense but strength building workouts, I say things to myself like, you are already strong enough to do this. You already have the strength inside your body to do this. And it's just these programs that have shifted my perspective on not only am I strong and healthy and physically have lost like a lot of weight, but I believe in myself and I have, like everyone said, I have confidence. And I can't believe that doing this at home has gotten me this far, but I just continue to get results and continue to challenge myself. So that's my story.
And I love it. I have literal chills over here. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, go for it, Cassie.
All right. Hi, my name is Cassie Smith, and kind of different than everyone else. I was not athletic by any stretch of the imagination growing up. Like I was an orchestra kid, like through and through. Never did sports or anything like that. Very unathletic. So that was just kind of my reality growing up. And I guess I kind of just had a pretty like okay metabolism. I was, pretty normal build and everything like that. But I definitely struggled all throughout, like even like childhood with insecurity about the way I looked to like kind of an unhealthy way. I think a lot of it stemmed from just growing up in an environment where maybe like my mom didn't necessarily love the way that she looked. And so I grew up hearing her say negative things about herself that, I think kind of made me question, well, like myself. And like, I know that that happens for a lot of women. But kind of just, went through college, didn't really work out that often, then either maybe would go to the gym just every once in a while to feel better about myself, but never was very consistent. And then I got married last April. And I think then I kind of realized like I was at the heaviest that I've really ever been. And I kind of was like, okay, like I really need to do something about this because I'm not like, I didn't have the metabolism that I did growing up. And I was getting to a place where I really needed to get like control over it. And so last year, I would say probably about like summertime, I really started getting more active. I started with running and I ran my first 10K and that was really awesome. And I felt super accomplished. But around that time last year, I actually followed, or I don't know how we got connected, but I got connected to Lauren, as many of us have. And I remember she messaged me and invited me to a challenge group. And I was like, oh man, like that sounds like so much fun, but I'm just not in a place financially right now. And honestly, I kind of just blew it off because I was just not in the right headspace yet. Like I wasn't ready to commit to anything like that. And so Lauren was super understanding, we continued to follow each other on Instagram and just continued seeing her story and just the way that she was impacting not only like, the community online, but just, how many like lives that she was touching and mine, of course. Like I just was really inspired by her and her story. And it really, I think like she really planted the seed then that I think carried out over that next year. But basically what happened was this past February, so last month, wow, I can't believe it's almost April now. I finally decided to go for it. And by go for it, I mean, not only start, my own like program with Beachbody, but also start coaching. And so kind of been on that path since then. And I've already seen so much like just inward and outward going on that has really just made me, I don't know, just so excited because not only have I started to feel more confident in myself and just like my ability to actually have a routine and be diligent with something. I've made friendships, like all of you guys, like it's really cool because I think since graduating college, I really struggled with having community and not being close to friends and moving to a new state and just everything that I think made me feel very lonely. And so honestly, like this all just came into my life in a time that like I really needed something like this. And so, yeah, I just get goosebumps because it's just like really awesome. And I just feel very thankful to have had Lauren reach out to me. And that's why I know like I was so nervous starting with coaching and just like reaching out to people. But then I think like, well, like what if Lauren didn't reach out to me? Like, where would I be? Like I would probably still like try to go to the gym and not really be consistent. And I wouldn't have met like all of you guys. So like, it just really like means the world to me. And I'm just really excited. So yeah, that's my story.
The feeling is so mutual. So mutual. I'm also so grateful for you. All right. Our next coach that's going to talk about her story is Jamie Watson.
I'm Jamie. So I actually started Beachbody in 2018 around December, and I didn't have a coach. I just did it on my own, and I just went through that year. I really did good. Lost a lot of weight, lots of inches, and I gained a lot of, like everybody else says, a mental stability, and it's just amazing how you feel after you get through working out. You may go through that, oh, I got to work out, but after you work out, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I worked out. And so it does so much mentally. It's amazing. And I went through that year on and off with Insanity Max 30, and it was fun, and come to life situations, And I slacked off a bit, and I would just do a little here and a little there. And then this year I said, I'm going to get back in this, and I'm going to, you know, I'm going to go as, you know, full force in this. And so I was like, on my website, on my thing, on my Beachbody page, it said I could find a coach. So I started connecting, and I come across Lauren, and I was like, yeah, I already had Beachbody, but I was just looking for that connection with the person. And when I connected with Lauren, she actually messaged me, and I was like, she could really help me get, you know, in areas that I struggle during the times that I do this. And so that's where I come to meet Lauren, is just basically just Instagram community through different coaches and different avenues. And I was really thankful to find Lauren and her community that we have created in our group. And it's so great to have all the new friends and just all the different stories, and also to hear the stories. And some of them are so similar to you, and it lets you know that you aren't the only one that faced those things when you always thought, you know, this only affects me. Now I use these workouts. I do them 5 days a week, 6 if I can, because I'm a mom. I have 5 kids and a wife, so I'm nonstop all the time. And I work from home, and I homeschool, so these workouts are like perfect. I mean, just there's no way I could find time every single day to go to a gym. So it's just really great, but they help with anxiety. It's like, it's how I make it's where I put my anxiety to work it out throughout the day, because it's that relief. It's that me time that I get for myself through each and every day. And it's been so great. And just having the community in the group, it's just been great. And it's a wonderful way to meet friends and gain fitness and nutrition, and it's been really good.
Awesome. Yes, I've loved hearing your story of overcoming a lot of food struggles with this. Okay, so you've seen all the information. We've explained to you what it is we do, how it is we lead our lives, what our leadership looks like, what our team looks like, and what the culture looks like. You've also heard tons of stories from the girls on our team, and you've seen how many different ways this can fit in to your life, just depending on where you are and what kind of impact you can make with this. So the next steps for this, if you're like, you know by now, by the way, you know if this is what you're made to do, if you're feeling called to this. And so what your next steps need to be is to contact the coach who sent you this video, whether or not she was on the call, whether or not you saw her face or saw her story. Go ahead and contact that coach that told you about this and tell her what you're ready to do. Tell her you're ready to start with our team, and we will get you enrolled in our coach training. And girl, I cannot wait to welcome you to our team.